Good evening. Welcome to the Odoo for beginners. In this session, we will check that how the invoice will be created based on the timesheet. In previous session, we have checked for that milestones, but here the scenario is different. So let's check what the scenario is there. As a company, we are providing the ERP setup, custom ERP setup. So here the project is involved, and how we are gonna invoice to our customer, it will be based on timesheet that our employee has filled for that task. So let's consider that project is that. So in that project we are doing the setup for that ERP. So development task will be there, testing task will be there, and the project management task is there. So currently I am considering these three tasks. For that task the hours are different, and that our employee will log that hours for that task, but our manager, the manager for that employee will validate that hours, and validate hours will be chargeable for that customers. So without wasting the time, let's jump to our database. So currently I am just creating the first project. So let me create the project first. That project is custom ERP setup. Okay, here we are mentioning that timesheet and billable, and just we are going to create the project. If we want to add any of the examples, let me add some of the examples. I'm just adding stages as a new, assigned, in progress, that is the fine for me. New, assigned, new, in progress, done. These are just stages I'm going to add. Now this project is created. Now what happens? For that project we have that three products: development task, testing task, and our third task, which is the project management. So I'm creating three products. One will be our TE, development task, development services. That charges will be $75 per dollar. And here, now this configuration is very important. We're gonna make it as a service type. Invoicing policy is based on that timesheets. But before that, we have gonna create the task and we are linking that project. Okay. Now think these are done. Now I am doing these things for the next, which is my testing services. So I am going to create the one more task, which is the testing, and doing the same configurations. It will be create task, project is that, and it will be our $50. Okay, all done, and here the based on the timesheets. Now I am creating one more task, which is the project management task. Okay, now this will be again service, and we are creating and we are linking that, and here the timesheet, and the charge is the, let's make it the $80. Now all set up. Now we are going to create the quotation for that customer. Our customer is the Jesse Mighton. We are just going to create it. It's created. Now we are going to add that products, which is the first one is our project management, and let's consider we are going to deliver the 100 hours for that. Our second one is the development. Again it will be a 200 hours, and third one is the testing. This is again for the 50 hours. Everything is done, and now just we are gonna confirm it. Okay, before the confirmation, before just we are doing the confirmation, I want to again remember that case that here the timesheets will be validated by that managers, and we are gonna invoice our customer by weekly or monthly, whatever terms and conditions set with that customers. So what happened? Now before that we have to check in the settings of that timesheets that what is the policy for that timesheets. Here we can see that invoicing policy, all recorded timesheets and validated timesheet. So meaning is that if we have activated that, then if your manager is validating that timesheet, then and then it will be appear on your sales orders. So let's jump to our sales order again. This is your sales order. We're gonna confirm it. So here you can see that the project is already there and the 3 tasks are added in that project. So let's open it and let me jump to the 3 tasks. These are the 3 tasks: project management, development and the testing. So now let me open this task of the development services. Now that we can assign currently for this assignee. Now already 200 hours are allocated to them. So now as an assignee, I am just adding that backend development or whatever. Okay, and I am spent 8 hours for that day. Now again for that another day, continue work with that 6 hours. Okay, let me edit for this 2 hours for this task. Now again one more, which is the project management, and this is the testing. Testing is again allocated with that assignee. Testing, which is for that 8 hours. For the next day it will be for the 3 hours. Okay, let me make it those things. And now the third task is that project management, which is currently I have just this employee, so I am making all these tasks for that employee, and let me make it as 10 hours for that. Now everything is done, and if I will check the sales order, I am just going to duplicate this and going to the sales order. Let me open the sales order. Here we can see that currently delivered count is 0. Still that employee has added the timesheet for that task. Still I can see that the delivered is 0. So now what we have to do from our side. So if I go to the timesheets, now as a manager I have access for the timesheets, and to validate I can see the all timesheets. I will go to the list view. Here we can see that all the tasks with the time spent. Okay, so now as a manager I will check everything. If everything will be perfect, I am gonna add it in our, I am gonna validate this. If we want to make some changes, then we can do it. All these things, everything is done. Now I am just gonna validate it. Everything is validated. Now let's jump to the sales order. Now let me refresh it. So here you can see that this hours currently automatically filled. So if we're gonna create the invoice, regular, and the invoice will be created for those hours that will be filled by that employee and that are approved by that manager. So in this way, just we can create the invoice and the customer will do the payment on same. So this is just concept. Okay, in detail there are many things that we have to cover. Thank you so much.